Hey everyone, welcome back and can make some more. So today's video is going to be super simple, going over basics of a 48 pin Sentro knitting machine. I'm going to show you what you need to know about it and also how to attach a digital row counter onto it. And like I said, go over the parts and pieces of it, what you need to know in case you are a beginner or in case you just got your machine, or even if you need a refresher on certain stuff because you haven't used it in a while. And this is what the machine will look like. I'm going to go over all of these parts and pieces, and again how to assemble this on here, where I got it at, and all that good stuff. And then I will be making more videos soon, tutorials on how to cast on and off and how to make other cute little projects for fall and many more things. So stay tuned for all those videos coming up soon, but for right now, let's go back over the basics of the whole machine. Go over the knitting machine, and excuse my desk, it is a mess. I should have cleaned it off a little bit better before this video. But yeah, here we are. So I'm trying to make sure y'all can see. I think you can see everything. I hope so, at least. So we're going to go over a recap of the knitting machine, the Sentro 48 pin knitting machine. For those of you who may have just gotten it or need a refresher, because it's been a while since you've used it like me, mine is dusty, I need to clean it off. I did not use it over the summer because I did not know what to make, but now that it's getting colder weather soon, fall's rolling in, things like that, I figured why not, let's pull it out and let's make some cute stuff with it. So that's what I've been doing. And like I said, I want to kind of just do a recap over the whole machine, what you're going to get when you get the machine, and what some of the parts and pieces are. So of course, this is the knitting machine itself. You see here you have a row counter. You see the handle here. It has 4 legs. It comes with little screws. It comes with the suction cups, which you will put the legs on yourself and the suction cups yourself. It also comes with this right here, which is called a tensioner. This is very important. Please be very careful with this. Do not break it. Make sure if you want to store it, it does come off. Be very careful with this because you need this. And yes, my machine has a gap in it. I took it apart at one point in time and it didn't want to go back together correctly, so this is my fault. So let's look at the tensioner real quick. This down here is for a thicker weight yarn, like a chunky yarn. This is more of a worsted weight yarn, like say Red Heart or the Big Twist yarn or the Walmart Mainstay brand yarn. Worsted weight yarns like that. This one up here is more for like DK weight yarn, or you can put worsted weight yarn in there. It just has a tighter tension, which is what I use whenever I'm using my knitting machine. And it goes right here, and it has a little thing here that pushes down, so if the yarn happens to pull, it doesn't snap it off. This is your yarn guide. Your yarn will go through here. As you can see, this pin right here is white. It looks different than all the other pins. All the other pins are pink, but this one is not. This is your 48th pin. It is different from all the other ones, so you know exactly where you start and where you leave off at, which is right here, the 48th pin. Different machines have different colored pins for their last one or the first one. The Addy King has red and black pins, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure the smaller Sentros have different pins, you know, things like that. So that's your 48th pin. Here's your row counter. My row counter actually quit working. It does not work. Okay, hold on please. I'm sorry y'all. Not long after I got the machine, which I've heard a lot of people say it happens, is the row counter quit working altogether, which it does. Or if I'm sitting there making something, it'll randomly just start counting like 1, 2, like halfway through a project. So it does not work. I do not rely on this row counter anymore. I actually have a different one, which I'm going to show y'all how to put on the machine, where I got it from, and all that good stuff. And over here, of course you see it says Sentro. Right here is a switch, and it has a T and a P. This is for tube. This is for panel. I do not know how to do panel. I only keep it down here on tube. With the tube, you can make all kinds of different projects. Pumpkins, gnomes, acorns, or as other people call them, acorns. Hats, fingerless gloves, scarves, pocketbooks, dolls, animals, even blankets. Yes, all that stuff you can make with tubes on the knitting machine, which I'll be doing a few projects here and there, so keep a lookout for that. But these do need to be, a lot of people tell you they do need to be serviced at least every couple of uses. Sometimes your handle can make a loud popping sound, which is not good. If you see there's like a little bit of white dust on mine, which is the grease inside that has dried up, so I really do need to service my machine. I will be getting some grease off of Amazon soon and doing a whole video on how to service it, but for right now I'm just going to leave it as is because it is working. But if you feel the need to service your machine, please go ahead and do so. Just be very careful when taking it apart because each of these individual pins will fall out. So very, very interesting. So what I did is, since my row counter quit working, I got this digital row counter off of Amazon. This is actually more of like something for like mechanics and stuff like that, but I've seen other people said they used it for their Sentro or their knitting machine, and it works perfectly. I absolutely love this thing. Absolutely love it. So there's 2 buttons on here. It is battery operated. When you get it, you will get the box, this long cord, and you also get a magnet and a long metal bar, and you'll get this black washer. You do not need the metal bar that comes with it. You only need the box itself, this long cord with the sensor, this black washer, and this little magnet here. Y'all can see. So I'm going to show you how to kind of put it together and how it works. So what you do is, whenever you get this out, you put your battery in here. This slides off, and that's where your battery goes. And as long as you turn this off, the battery should last a while. So you see there's screws here with these wires. These wires are not hooked up. You have to hook them up yourself. This side says reset. This side says count. You want these wires hooked to the count side. And if you look real closely, I know it's probably hard to see, but one side has a plus, this side has a negative. You want this red wire. You're going to unscrew these just a little bit, enough to where these plates separate. And you're going to put this red one over here on the plus side and this blue one over here on the negative side. And that is for the count side of the little box here. On the front of it, there's a power button. Over here is a reset button. If you want to keep however many rows you counted, when you're done, say, I'll make it have a few, okay, so you hit the power off button, it keeps it as long as you hit the power button. But once you hit the reset button, it resets it completely. Make sure after every use you turn it back off. It's super simple. Now we're going to come down to this. You're going to have this yellow sensor here, and you're going to have this black washer in the box. Take this black washer out, and you're going to hot glue it, super glue it, E6000, whatever you have. You're going to glue it to about how I have mine right here in the middle almost. And that's where you're going to glue it onto this sensor. This yellow sensor interacts with this little magnet here. You're going to want to have that magnet glued right in front of your 48th pin, or whatever pin it is. This white pin here, you're going to want that magnet to be directly right here at it, because that's your start and your stopping. That's where every time it makes a pass, it counts as a row. Now, you see this hump here? You're going to take your, which my hot glue gun's heating up right now. You're going to, after you glue your washer to this, you're going to take your sensor and you're going to place it about right here, and you're going to hot glue it there. So every single time that magnet passes by this yellow sensor, it counts a row, which it will. Every time it does this, it counts a row. So you want it right here, which is what I'm about to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and put a glob, a nice healthy glob of hot glue right there. And we're going to put it right there. And it is working. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to set my machine down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue right here. I'm going to hot glue this to the side of my row counter right here. I promise it won't hurt it. Or if you have E6000, whatever you have in hand. I only have a hot glue gun, so that's what I'm using. had this on my machine, but my son was playing with it and he knocked it off of here, so. Okay, and there it is. Let's reset that. Now you're gonna have all this extra wire. You don't know what to do with it. Just simply wrap it around. Wrap it around the leg here, directly below. And just take a binder clip or something simple like that and just clip the extra together right there. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what it looks like. It's binder clipped in there, nothing too fancy, but it's on there and it is staying. And I'm going to show y'all now that every time this yellow sensor, this magnet passes past this yellow sensor, it will count it as a row. There goes one. We'll back it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there you go. It works. And again, if you want to keep your rows, you just hit the power off button and they're still there, but you can reset it. And it's super simple to set up. And yeah, it does not look that bad, honestly. And this sensor and this magnet does not affect anything that you're making, I promise. So some other materials that you'll need with your Sentro is it comes with a little tiny plastic crochet hook and some darning needles. The darning needles aren't that bad, but mine broke. So I have these that are thicker. And crochet hook wise, just whatever you have on hand. It really doesn't matter the size of the crochet. I mean, obviously not something super big, but something, you know, smaller, a little larger, something of that nature. It shouldn't really hurt it too much. Even something this size. Sometimes you will run into a problem or something that you need the crochet hook for, and obviously a pair of scissors.